How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Fantasy Forge. I hope you're doing well. I'm Cameron Holt, and it's time to make some more D&D Pokemon fusions. Now, I've recently created some new additions to my homebrew continent of Vassacre, and have actually expanded it to be the full world of Kevorah. So this time we're adventuring away from Vassacre, across the Vigilant Sea, past Mistinor and the Glimmick Ocean, to the continent of Windfell. As always, there are links in the description down below to the site that I use to generate random Pokemon, as well as to my curated list of D&D monsters. Feel free to play along at home, or insert any monsters that you like into your own homebrew worlds or campaigns. Now, enough stalling. Let's do it. First up this time around is Haunter. This spooky boy is the OG ghost type for fans of the Pokemon anime. According to his Pokedex entries, he can become invisible to torment his victims or lick them to cause convulsions and possibly death. You could say he's got a taste for scares. I'll show myself out. The D&D monster getting the fusion treatment is the Intellect Devourer. These gray matter puppies are the result of illicit experiments on the brains that they've excavated from their victims. They become animated, disgusting creatures and control their victims, luring others into the Mind Flayer's hunting grounds. Arguably, the goodest boys. Any adventurer can count themselves lucky to never encounter an illithid. The tentacle-bound Underdark aberrations are vile, deadly things that you don't want to find yourself anywhere near. Even unluckier still are those that find themselves in the presence of a Mind Wraith. Said to be the echo remnants of long-dead illithid arcanists, Mind Wraiths are vengeful spirits that have bound their souls to the material plane through arcane means. Whether it be to continue their research after death, or to wreak vengeance on those who slayed them in life, one thing is for certain. If you see the pulsing brain and whipping paralytic tongue of the Mind Wraith, there's nowhere to run, and nothing on this plane can save you. Pray that luck is on your side. Our next Pokemon of the day is Golbat. This stealthy big-mouth bat loves nothing more than feeding on the energy of whatever victim it can find, and once again proves how dark a Pokedex entry can get. Gotta love 'em. The lucky baby from the monster manual is the Basilisk. These chunky lizards pop up out of burrows in the ground to petrify all who see them, and feast on the stone afterward. Medusa, eat your heart out. Or, well, anyone who looks, I guess. This one might be nasty. Roaming the Galen Mountains in the south of Chilrun, a silent killer lurks. Some say it is kin to the Basilisk. Others say that it's of draconic birth. One thing is certain, you don't want to find yourself face to face with the Stone Drake. This gargantuan elongated dragon has scales made of solid stone and tunnels through the mountain, creating a maze complex that leads to its underdark lair. Eyeless and hungry, it occasionally ventures to the surface of the mountains to unleash its petrifying breath weapon on unsuspecting prey, devouring their stone bodies with its enormous, unhinging jaws. Then it slithers back beneath the surface, back to its hoard of priceless gems, crystals, and magic items. Tread lightly when crossing the Galen mountain range to Chilrun. But don't worry, I'm sure those are just old Goliath tales, meant to deter bandits from posting up in the mountains. And it must be working. Not a single humanoid lives within the mountains. Not a dwarf, nor Goliath, or giant. At least, they don't live there for long. Our final Pokemon of the day is Gastly. Alright, another OG ghost Pokemon. This gaseous ball of bodiless soul is made of gas and can go completely invisible. He can also, sadly, be blown away by the smallest gust of wind. Huh. Not quite as frightening after you learn that part. The D&D monster getting the old mishmash with the gas ball is the Mimic. Nice. Mimics are arguably one of the most well-known D&D monsters, spanning all sorts of media from D&D to Dark Souls and even more. They're tricky little buggers that disguise themselves as chests, bookcases, and in some cases even houses, all to lie in wait for a bite of some tasty, tasty adventurer meat. I think I've got a fun idea for this one. In the small town of Galen's Folly, beneath the Galen mountain range, sits a crooked old shop of trinkets and wonders called Bala's Bones. Dark gray wood peeks out from beneath the chipped purple and yellow paint of the soothsayer's storefront. A heavy musk of old incense lingers in the air. Strings of garlic, bone charms, and wind chimes hang from the shop's warped rafters, and various baubles, trinkets, ornaments, and knickknacks cover the shelves of the crowded little corner spot. Nestled away in the back of the shop, behind a doorway covered with colored scarves and veils, sits an old, blind and deaf soothsayer and fortune-teller. The elder tiefling stares forward blankly into a purple crystal ball. Commoners and nobles alike come from the far reaches of Windfell for tarot readings and bone throwings. Only a certain few learn the truth, however. The soothsayer is merely a vassal of the true oracle of Bala's Bones, Bala the Oracle, or the Orbicle for short. Bala was once a tiefling woman with prowess over divination magics. When her death neared, she used her arcane knowledge to fuse her soul to a crystal ball. She now continues to tell the fortunes of adventurers and travelers, though she only shows herself to those she feels she can trust, otherwise speaking through her telepathic link with Obaya, the deaf and blind soothsayer that looks after her shop. If you find yourself in Galen's Folly, stop in for a reading. Or maybe don't. You may not like what the cards see in your future. Thanks so much for watching. This episode was particularly fun to make. There's something super exciting to me about expanding the world of Kevorah and having many more options for different adventures for my players. If you're interested in seeing more videos about how I go about world building and crafting homebrew adventures, let me know in the comments down below. And if you've made it this far in the video, why not subscribe? It's totally free and it lets me know that you like what I'm doing here at Fantasy Forge. Plus, you seem pretty cool, and our growing community would love to have you. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, don't forget to mask up, and stay safe out there, adventurers.